Are you ready to add something colorful and wildly nutritious to your microgreen lineup? This is red garnet amaranth, and it's kind of like, it's almost neon pink. It looks really gorgeous next to the rest of our greens that we grow, especially in the protein salad. Adds a little pop of color. Their light, sweet flavor and eye-catching color make them a perfect addition to any dish, adding a touch of both fun and color. Amaranth has been cultivated for over 8,000 years, which is why this tiny seed is considered an ancient grain. It's higher in protein than other grains, with all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein. Today, we're going to grow these seeds for just a couple weeks and harvest these beautiful sprouts as a microgreen. They definitely enhance any meal with color and a light, sweet taste. We add these to our protein salads for a serious little pop of color. Let's start at the beginning. We have 2 trays. We have a solid and a slotted inside. The most important part is probably the soil medium. Amaranth has delicate roots, and so a light, fluffy soil helps prevent compaction and root rot. But I also like to use quite a bit of it, so I don't have to water as often. So we actually fill the cocoa core all the way up to the top of this rim. We fill the tray with cocoa core to the very top. You will have to water it less, and the tiny sprout will be easier to harvest because it'll be above the tray line. Use a mesh tray to tamp it down, and then just make sure it is even with no holes. These little tiny seeds need to kind of all be at the same depth. You don't want any getting stuck in a hole. Okay, now that we've filled our trays with cocoa core, this is damp, but I'm just gonna make it just a little bit more damp. I really want good seed to soil contact, and that is helpful when it's just a little bit moist on the surface. We're gonna move along to seeding now that we have our trays filled. We use 15 grams of amaranth, and I just put it in this little herb shaker, or you can just sprinkle it on however you wish, or you could just do a tablespoon and a half works too, if you don't want to measure it. But 15 grams is what we use for every tray. We grow 4 trays a week here for our 150 salads that we mix in with it. So we mix in sunflower, fava, peas, and then we have about a quarter of these amaranth in there. Once the seeds are spread evenly, I mist them with water for good seed to soil contact. Then I stack another one on top, stack them all together, one on top of the other. And then I put another solid tray, 10-20 tray over it with a weight. This step is crucial for even germination, helping the tiny seedlings get strong and push through all at the same time. Red amaranth takes about 3 to 4 days to germinate in stacked trays. This weight helps them develop strong roots, and the tray helps prevent them from drying out too quickly. So we are going to put these aside for 3 days. Once the seedlings have sprouted, it's time for the blackout phase. Instead of exposing them to full light right away, I flip a shallow 10-20 tray over the top. This keeps them in the darkness for another 5 days, which encourages stem elongation. This step makes a huge difference, and the extra darkness helps the microgreens grow taller and more uniform, which means a better final harvest. Now let's talk about mold prevention. It's the biggest struggle that most people have with red amaranth. So for 1, I keep my trays clean, and 2, I use 1 part 12% food grade hydrogen peroxide and 3 parts distilled water. And so 1 part of the hydrogen peroxide, 3 parts water. Keep it in this dark bottle so it stays active. And we just spray the lid a couple of times, spray the sprouts, and cover them back up. We do that once a day for 5 days. The other key to mold-free trays is good airflow. I keep a fan running to make sure there's constant air circulation. I also have a dehumidifier in the room that kicks on if the humidity in the room gets over 40%, and I avoid overwatering. Too much moisture is a recipe for mold problems. After about 10 to 14 days, these are ready to harvest. I cut them above the soil line to keep them fresh and clean with minimal handling. And the fact that they are packed with protein and nutrients make these microgreens the highlight of our protein salad mix. Red Amaranth Microgreens are one of my most gratifying crops that we grow here and are quite easy once you've dialed in the process. If you struggled with mold, dampening off, or even uneven growth, try these steps. Stacking trays, using a blackout period, improving airflow, and keeping moisture in check. It has all made a difference for us. I hope this video helps you grow your own perfect amaranth microgreens. If you have any questions or your own tips, please drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.